to relax, ausruhen. I can relax in nature, go wandering, watch birds, just be with nature. Nichts tun. Kein Internet, kein Handy, kein Wi-Fi, keine Zeitung, nichts. Total
Vielleicht können wir machen das am 66 Jahre alt, aber nicht jetzt.
Ich habe das immer so gehabt, diesen Wunsch.
Keinen Menschen,
Und die schönsten Zeiten, ja, das ist die schönsten Zeiten meines Lebens habe ich in den Bergen verbracht. The most beautiful moments of my life I spent in the mountains. No contact with anyone for about a week or 10 days. Nichts. And I didn't miss anything. Forget everything, just be in the wild. Total peace. Total peace. Just be yourself. So, das ist also meine Ansicht. In der Stadt, natürlich gibt es Vorteile und Nachteile. Vorteil? Advantage. Und ja, Disadvantage. Es gibt auch Vor- und Nachteile. Und Kushi zum Beispiel will auch die Natur zu Hause haben. Sie möchte ein Haus in der Stadt mit einem Garten und einem Balkon. Und eigentlich, das war eine Einführung in das Thema für heute. Das ist das Thema heute. Wohnen. Wo möchte man wohnen und wo wohnt man in Deutschland? Und das ist das Thema, mit dem wir uns heute beschäftigen. Guten Morgen, Priya.
Guten Morgen, sir. Guten Morgen, alle.
Wie geht's? Wie geht's?
Ja, sir. Ja, sir, gut.
Also, das ist das Thema für heute. Also, wir beginnen damit, mit dieser neuen Lektion. Und hier geht es um Wohnwelten. So, ich verkleinere das Bild ein bisschen, damit wir eine Ahnung haben. Also, wo wohnen die Deutschen? Sogar die meisten Europäer. Also in Großstädten, in Kleinstädten, das ist das Bild Nummer 2. Das ist wieder eine Großstadt hier. Und auf dem Land, das ist ein Bauernhof. Oder das ist auch ein Haus auf dem Land mit einem kleinen Agrar oder mit einer kleinen Wirtschaft, Agrarwirtschaft. Und hier, ja, das ist ein small agricultural plot, ein Stück Agrarwirtschaft. Und hier ein Neubau, ein New Construction. Also hier gibt es 5 Bilder. Welches Bild gefällt Ihnen oder gefällt euch am besten? 1, das ist dann 2 hier. Nummer 3. Vier, 5 und 6. Welches Bild gefällt euch am besten?
Bild Nummer 5 gefällt mir ein bisschen, weil
ja, am besten, das Superlativ.
Okay.
Ja, also hier, das ist die Frage. Welches gefällt Ihnen am besten?
So, Bild Nummer 5 gefällt mir am besten.
Okay, die anderen.
Weil, ja.
Ja, einen kleinen Moment. Zunächst sammeln wir unsere eigenen Erfahrungen oder eigene Entscheidungen und dann können wir das weiter diskutieren. Ja, People, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ja.
Actually, ich bin der Meinung, Punkt Nummer 6, das
Also
ist
das
am
hier.
besten. Ja, Sir.
Das hier?
Ja,
Okay,
Sir.
gut.
Das ist am besten.
Gut. Das ist für Oma.
Für mich Bild Nummer 2 gefällt mir am besten. Sir.
Okay. Kushi, Jeet.
Sir, Bild Nummer 4 ist besser als die andere.
Okay. Okay. Ja, Jeet.
Für mich Bild Nummer 6 ist am besten.
Nummer 6. Ja.
Ja, Bild Nummer 2 gefällt
Bild Nummer
mir
2.
am besten.
Okay. Warum? Die nächste Frage. Warum?
Ich habe viele Gründe, aber ja, ich momentan möchte ich ruhig bleiben. Ich nehme die letzte Chance.
Also eigene.
Ich denke, Nummer 4 hat so viele Blumen und das Haus ist auch schön. Und da gibt es auch Natur. Ja.
Ja. Okay.
Ich denke, dass 6, auf dem Bild 6, das ist naturalisch und umweltfreundlich und so weiter. Sir.
Die others? 2?
Und Menschen arbeiten im Garten in 6
Ja.
Nummer, ja. Und auch ruhig sein. Ein schönes Haus ist auch da.
Ja.
Ja, man kann glücklich sein, ja.
Okay.
Ja,
Man kann ja
ja.
Ruhe haben. Ja, okay.
So,
Nummer 2.
Nummer 2, ich denke, die Straße sind viele Shopping, viele Einkaufen und Menschen sind spannend. Ja, Sir, das ist alle.
Die anderen gefallen Ihnen. Ja, Jeet, Nummer 2. Warum hast du Nummer 2 gewählt?
Ja, warum habe ich Bild 2 gewählt? Man kann oder wir können viele Menschen kennenzulernen und viele Eigenschaften, zum Beispiel verschiedene Essen, lecker zu essen und
Okay.
ja, alle sind zu Fuß zu erreichen und
Ja, das ist interessant, ja.
ja, das ist alles von mir.
Okay. Eigentlich, das ist eine Kleinstadt und was wir hier sehen, das ist eine Fußgängerzone. Kennt ihr das Wort Fußgängerzone? Also kein Verkehr.
Buchstabieren Sie bitte.
Ja. Die Fußgängerzone. Ja, das habe ich ja gerade in den Chatbox geschrieben, getippt.
Footpath.
Kein Verkehr, keine Autos sind erlaubt. It's a pedestrian zone. Fußgängerzone, it's a pedestrian zone. Es gibt viele Städte in Europa, die exklusiv für Fußgänger sind. Dort sind keine Autos erlaubt. No cars are allowed into that particular part of the city, normally the inner city. They're not allowed there. Unless
manchmal haben wir viele Platz, wann wir benutzen unsere Verkehrsmittel, wir müssen eine zusätzliche Steuer benutzen. Für
ja, nicht nur Steuer, ich spreche auch von London in Großbritannien.
Ja.
Da muss man dann entweder eine Strafe oder etwa mehr Geld zahlen, wenn man mit dem Auto in die Stadt fahren will. Und das ist sehr, sehr teuer. It's very expensive. So what they do is they leave the car outside. It's not worth paying so much money. So they leave the car outside. Yeah. The businessmen, they have a jährliche Zahlung by which they take the car and park inside somewhere in the city. This is the Paddington and Bayswater area in the middle of London.
London, yeah.
Right in the middle, central part of London, cars are not allowed. Also man kann mit den öffentlichen Verkehrsmitteln hineinreisen. In public transport, you can go into the interior. Auch in Deutschland, auch in Paris, in Frankreich, in Belgien, in vielen, vielen Ländern gibt es eine exklusive Fußgängerzone, Pedestrian Zone, exclusive.
Okay, aber es ist solche Steuer, es ist nicht Strafe. Strafe ist fine.
Well, you could call it a Steuer, but it's a punishment for many of the people who want to go inside. Yeah, Steuer is the richtige Wort, I know, but it's a punishment. Now I have to pay that. I end up paying that. So it's like a fine for me.
Yeah, any payment is fine. So
yeah, payment is a fine, not is fine, is a fine. Als Nomen. Als Nomen, nicht als Adjektiv. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, this is meant only for pedestrians. Straßenbahn gibt es da. Mit dem Fahrrad kann man auch dort fahren. That's allowed. Cycles are allowed. Also das sieht man schon hier. Ja. Es gibt hier Fahrräder.
Ja, wir benutzen Scooter auch.
Yeah,
that rolling,
but not the bigger. Yeah. So bigger ones are not allowed. That's
no, scooter. What I mean is, we just with the two wheels with the platform, we just kick and move.
Yeah. That's we have that in India as well. It used to be there during my childhood as well. It went out, now it's come back. Und hier, das ist auf dem Land, das ist ein Bauernhaus. Ein Bauernhaus und hier lässt man sein eigenes Haus bilden.
Bauern.
Yeah. One is going through the plans and getting their own house constructed here.
Based on my
and now a small quiz for you. Please read these sentences. And mark out your sentences. A, say, be, say, be, whatever. Read through and mark them out. Ich gebe euch 5 Minuten Zeit. Moment. Let me start my alarm.
Entschuldigung, ich habe die Frage nicht verstanden.
Ihr müsst hier diese Sätze lesen und entscheiden, welche Sätze eurer Meinung passen. Eurer Vorliebe passen, your preferences. So, is A according to what you feel or would like, or is it B, or is it C, or whatever? Decide on A, B, C here. Fünf Minuten.
Sir, warum ABC von dem Bilden.
Choose. Nein. Also hier. Auf diese Seite. Ja. 5 minutes, maximal. I put the stopwatch on.
Ich habe gemacht, Sir.
Okay. Es gibt noch 2 Minuten.
Fertig, Sir.
Gut. Noch 1,5 Minuten. Nur die Sätze, die euch allen also passen oder die Sätze, die ihr als Vorliebe denkt, as your preferences. You don't have to mark all. 40 Sekunden. Halbe Minute. Eine halbe Minute. Schön, stopp. Zeit ist um. Time's over. Fertig alle?
Ja.
Okay.
Ja, Sir.
Jetzt bitte zählen. Jetzt bitte zählen. Wie viele A habt ihr markiert? Wie viele B habt ihr markiert? Und wie viele C habt ihr markiert? How many sentences are A? Or how many of B do you have and how many of C?
Ich habe 5A, 4 B und 1 C, Sir.
Okay.
Ich habe 3a und 3b.
Aha.
Ich habe 3a und 2b.
Aha.
Ja, ich habe 6 C und 3 B.
Okay.
5A, 5B,
Und 5 C.
Nee, kein C. Okay. Das ist okay. Das ist okay.
Ich habe
Das ist-
4a, 4
Aha.
C,
Aha.
2 B.
Oh, interessant. Okay. Okay. Now the interesting part here. Hey, moment. That was a kind of a quiz. If you have more of A, you belong to this personality. If you have more of B, you belong to this personality. If you have more of C, you belong to this personality. Das war ein Quiz. It's a small personality quiz when it comes to living. Which kind of or where do you want to live? So let's read this. Das ist mehr aus Spaß. Bitte nicht den Ernst nehmen. Don't take it seriously. Nur aus Spaß. Aber wir leben was anderes. Wir beginnen mit diesem Thema jetzt. Who'll take this type A?
Ich.
Ja, Kushi.
Mich auch, Sir.
Yeah, Kushi, can you read out type A, please? Vorlesen.
Ja, einen Moment. Sir.
Ja.
Type A. Sie mögen
Ja,
es ruhig
Typ
und
A.
gemütlich.
Yeah,
Auf
please read
dem-
this as Typ. Kushi, one moment. Typ A.
Okay. Typ A.
Ha.
Sie mögen es ruhig und gemütlich. Auf dem Land fühlen sie sich am wohlsten. Sie lieben Natur und Ruhe und möchten am liebsten in einem Bergenhaus mit Garten wohnen.
Großen Haus, ne? Großen Haus.
Großen Haus mit Garten wohnen.
Ja.
In Ein Engels Verhältnis zu ihren Nachbarn ist ihnen wichtig, denn so kann man sich gegenseitig helfen oder auch zusammen Feste feiern. Dass sie Einkäufe mit dem Auto erledigen müssen und auch einen weiten Weg zur Arbeit haben. Nehmen Sie gerne in Kauf, dafür haben Sie keinen Lärm um sich herum und immer frische Luft. Das Leben in der Großstadt wäre Ihnen viel zu stressig.
Danke. So, haben wir das verstanden? Haben wir alle das verstanden? All those who have more number of A as the answer, they belong to this Typ A. Und sie mögen es ruhig und gemütlich. You would love some peace and quiet, something very cozy, something comfortable, something very peaceful. And people who have chosen A as the maximum answers, sie fühlen sich auf dem Land am wohlsten. What does this sentence mean?
So, sich wohlfühlen, das wäre.
Ja,
Wohl bedeutet finest.
The most.
yeah, the best, in fact. Okay,
Yeah.
this is superlative.
Most
So,
valuable, I can say. Oldst.
they feel,
comfortable,
sich
sir.
fühlen, to feel, the most comfortable. The most comfortable. Die fühlen sich am wohlsten auf dem Land. There are use of superlatives here in this text, prepositions, and also Wendungen, Nomen plus Verb. So all what we had to do individually in the lesson and the lessons coming up, I wanted to do at one go in the text. So am wohlsten. What is the difference between using this am wohlsten or am liebsten here as compared to mein Lieblings oder mein Liebstes oder mein Bestes? What is the difference? When do we use this mein or der, die, das Beste, and when do we use am besten?
Sir, it's a superlative degree.
Superlative.
Yeah, das Beste is also superlative. Das Höchste, das Nächste, das Längste, der Längste, die Längste. Das ist auch superlative.
Sir, it has three categories: positive, comparative, and superlative.
So what is the difference here? Was ist der Unterschied? Wo liegt der Unterschied? Zwischen der, die, das Beste und am besten. Where is the difference when we use this am form?
Sir, this is the superlative, the highest degree.
Yes, I agree, Jeet. Das habe ich verstanden. Aber meine Frage ist, wann benutzen wir oder wann sagen wir der, die, das Beste? Oder wenn sagen wir am liebsten, am besten?
Nothing can compare this.
When do we use these two forms? Let's take this am besten. Der, das, die Beste. When do we use this as am besten, am besten, and when do we use this as der, die, das? Beides in Superlative. Beide Formen, beide Varianten sind Superlativ.
Ja, ich habe das beobachtet. Manchmal wir benutzen am besten, manchmal wir benutzen
Ja.
die beste, aber ich weiß das nicht. Warum?
Das ist eben meine Frage. Warum? Und was ist der Unterschied? Ja. Paul hat einen großen Garten. Peter hat einen größeren Garten. Ich habe den größten Garten oder mein Garten ist am größten. We have here superlative and we have here superlative. Both are superlative.
So when we talk about only about the object, then we need to use
No. No, although that's one way of looking at it, yeah, but not exactly. We have contrastive sentence. Paul hat einen großen Garten. Paul's Garten ist groß. Peter hat einen größeren Garten. Peters Garten ist größer. Ich habe den größten Garten. Mein Garten ist am größten. What is the structural difference here? Why are we using this form am here? Why can't I say ich habe am größten Garten?
Ich habe eine Clue. Es ist in possessive case, second sentences.
Ist dieser Satz richtig? Is this one correct, this sentence? Kann man das sagen?
Nein. Aber keine Ahnung für warum.
Aber nein ist deine Antwort. Was so?
Ja, nein, ich gefühle das Nein,
Ja,
aber warum, ich weiß das nicht.
ja, ich fühle.
Ich fühle.
Ja, I fühle. The participle form cannot be used as a main verb.
Ich fühle.
You cannot say ich geschrieben den Brief. No? You have to say ich habe den Brief geschrieben. Ja, genau. So the participle, the past participle, cannot be used as a main verb. Yeah. Come on, people. Anybody any explanations? This should have been done at R2.
So one clue from my end is it is second sentences are all sentences are possessive sentences.
I can change that, by the way. That's not a problem. Here, if they happen to be possessive, I can change it.
Okay. No, I'm trying to bring some answer from the logics.
Okay. Okay. What can I take here next? Jaipur is gross, now possessive is gone. Bhopal is gross, here Mumbai is gross. No possessive now.
सर आई थिंक बेस्ट है उधर 2-3 और है जो कि आउस नामा है, इसमें एक्सेप्शंस हैं जो कि एक ओके
The hint I give you, the hint is in the structure. It's in the structure itself. This should have been done at the A2 level itself. Anyone, any hints? Has anyone learnt it, or has it been taught and you've forgotten it, or it was not taught, it was not there in the books, it was not mentioned when you learnt this?
Actually, we did not notice this to this extent, and I have, at least for me, I did not notice it.
Yeah, Vasu, I agree. It's possible. It's possible, but normally when this is taught in this manner, or you learn the structure, einen größeren, and then den größten or am größten, this usage is normally explained by the teacher, should be explained.
Yeah, that's right. It's my fault, yeah.
So, was done and you missed it, or it was not done at all?
No, it would have been done. I missed it, yeah.
What about the others?
For us, it was not taught this way, sir.
Not taught. Okay. What about the others?
सर नॉट
Hey, look, people, don't take it personal. I'm not trying to find fault with the teachers or the institution you learnt it at. My point is, if it's something that you people have, kind of forgotten or slipped your memory, it'll be easier for me to remind you of it. But if it's not been done at all, then I'll have to take a different approach to explain this to you. That's the reason for my asking this question. Okay, so let's look at it now differently. Look at this structure. And look at this structure. What is where? Which word is where in these two sentences? Welches Wort steht wo?
सर इन erste Satz Garten ist Objekt. Und zweite It's a subject. Subject.
Wo steht das Adjektiv? This was also a doubt expressed in the questions that list comparative, superlative.
So in the first sentence, adjective stands before the noun, and in the second, the adjective has no noun, so no ending.
No noun following.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Sorry.
Okay. So that's a good one. In fact, that is the main point here. So when you have an adjective before the noun like this is called an attributive such. What is the meaning of the word attribute? This person has got many attributes, many good attributes, many bad attributes. So first bedeutet
Qualities,
das
credentials.
qualities. Thank you, Vasu. Qualities. Well done. That is enough. We need that word quality. So here we are giving the quality of the garden, isn't it? Big garden, nice garden, beautiful garden, well-maintained garden. So we are giving a quality of the noun garden here in the first one.
Yes, sir.
Correct? We are giving a characteristic or quality, a good garden, big garden, beautiful garden, well-maintained garden, colorful garden.
Yes, sir.
So we are giving a quality by putting the adjective before the noun. This is called an attributive such. What about here? Here the word garden comes after the verb. So this sentence is not an attribute. Garden is big. Paul's garden is big. This is called a predicative such. So the usage here is predicative. I'll explain that very quickly to you. What is a predicative? Every sentence in every language is divided into two halves. The first half is the noun, this one here. The second half, which comes, is the verb. This is our predicative. Because there's a subject and predicate. A predicate is always that part that comes with the verb after it. So when you form a sentence in this manner, normally the adjective will be isolated from the noun. So in the predicative usage, in the predicative usage, there is no noun to give a quality to that adjective. And this is our sentence here. This is your subject, which Jeet rightly mentioned. And then comes the verb part, predicative, here. So when we use the adjective in the predicative style like this, it's always plus 10. Always. So the difference is in the structure. A predicative usage will have whereas an attributive usage will have a de, thus. Because attributive means to give a character to it, to give it an attribute, to give it a quality. a big garden. So the biggest garden, attributive, there's a noun following. So when we have this noun following the adjective, superlative will come with a definite article. This the is because of stat. If this is masculine, it will become there. If it is neuter, it will be das. And the adjective in the superlative form will have the ending E, because the superlative always has der, die, das. Best. Want me to do it even better? This way. This is, let's remove this. Der, die, das, st. Der Beste, den Besten, dem Besten. Des Besten. So the adjective ending will then depend on whether the adjective or that noun is being used as a nominative, accusative, or dative. It's as simple as saying, as that use. Right? Let's take another sentence here. Push this down. Nominative. How do I use it in the attributive, quality sense? Give me a name, any name. Die beste Studentin. Nominative, die beste. Accusative, also feminine, is the same, beste. Mit der Studentin, Dativ, mit der besten Studentin spreche ich auf Deutsch.
Dative.
But if I don't use the word Studentin, then I say Mira ist am besten. Or if you want something more, the
Mira ist am besten Studentin. No.
Nine.
Then if I say Mira ist am besten, it is incomplete. Am besten.
It is. It is complete. It is complete.
Good on dance, or she's good on studies, or she's good in.
Yeah.
So
it is complete, and it can be used only after a prior context.
okay. So from study point of view, Mira is the best student, I should say.
Yeah.
Then.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you will always be using after a context. Paul hat einen großen Garten, Peter hat einen größeren Garten, ich habe den größten, oder mein Garten ist am größten. After you establish these earlier contexts, Paul's Garten ist groß, Peter's Garten ist größer, mein Garten ist am größten. After the context is established, we use this am größten. But there are certain universal statements order. Yeah. If you want me to change this to the Nepali term, this is the Nepali term. Sagarmata is der höchste Berg. I don't need a prior context here. This is a generalization. What is missing here is the sentence. Sagarmata or Shomolungma. Somo, yeah. Shomolungma. Yeah, correct.
Is it the Nepali name for Everest? Am I right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
Sagarmata.
that's how they are calling it these days. They don't like. They said we want to avoid the English name.
Yeah, that's right. Because he was the first man who went there, and after that, the name was given with his name, Everest.
Yeah, but he didn't climb it. He wasn't the first to climb it.
Yeah, he did not climb, but he marked it in the map or something like that.
He estimated the height
Okay.
sitting on the plains of India. It's a very fascinating story how he estimated the height, and it's very accurate.
8848.
It keeps going up and down. Yeah, 8848 meters. So the Nepalese call it Sagarmata. Shomolungma is a tribal name.
I went up to Tapovan.
Aha, okay.
And we stayed there in Rotang Pass for a week. So I had been there some 3-4 times trekking. We had an interesting club in Trichy, Science and Adventurous Club. So we made that.
Okay. So I've been to that place as well, but I stayed there I think 3 days. I was doing a lot of bird watching.
Okay. In Kedartal we stayed.
I've been to Sattal as well. I've also gone trekking Sattal and the other areas in Uttarakhand. High altitude, it's not easy to see birds.
Yeah.
So, see the usage here, Sagarmata is come Houston. This is a general statement. So there I did not mention the other mountains or the other peaks and where. So in a generalized statement, in a Verallgemeinerung, this is understood. And this is in response to what Vasu had explained earlier. When you say, zum Beispiel, Mira ist am besten. It sounds incomplete. But if there is a hidden context and some arguments are coming on, and that context has been given earlier, then Mira ist am besten. Aber Mira ist am besten is perfectly all right. But it needs a context. For example, let's say a discussion. Wer bekommt die maximale Punkte in der Prüfung diesmal? Who will get the maximum marks in the exam this time? Ja, Mira ist am besten. Because what is unsaid, what is not clearly mentioned, is the names of at least 2 others. A superlative compares more than 2. A comparative degree is for 2 things. A superlative degree for more than 2. If I have one book here and another book here, I can't say this is the best. I have to say this is better. Let's take these 2. Zweigleichstiftler. Good, better. So this is better. But if I have 3, Now I can say this is the best. But for two, I can't say this is the best. Take this, this is the best. Wir machen diesen Fehler im Indischen English, Indian English. We make this mistake.
He is the best of two, we say. Yeah.
Yeah, that's correct. That's not right. The better of the two. So leave aside our Indian English. I'm not worried about it. Right or wrong, it works. But at least our German should be right. Komparativ für zwei Sachen. Big, bigger. Don't take two things and say this is biggest. Time. This is bigger. This is better. This is larger. This is cheaper. More than two, cheapest. It can be innumerable. Unzählbar. Minimum 3 and above. Even here, if the context is already established, you need not mention Studentin. If the talk is about academics.
Studies, yeah.
We're talking about students and learning. Mira is the best. Ich kenne die Beste. Das ist Mira. I know the best. It's Mira. Because in the conversation we have mentioned the topic, it's clear. But coming back again, remember these two things. When there is nothing following the adjective, it's called a predicative usage. There the superlative will come in this manner. Am größten, am billigsten, am teuersten, am schnellsten. Am plus sten. If you are using it as a quality followed by a noun, then it will be either there, thus, the, st plus e, the ending. After st, the ending. Am besten will never have an accusative, dative, or genitive case, whereas an attributive sentence can have a genitive case. Watch it. Ja, ich kenne, let's say, den besten Arbeiter. I know the best worker. Let's take another one. See, then you'll need this here. Mit dem besten Arbeiter. Dem Arbeiter, besten Arbeiter. Den besten, accusative. Then you are forced to put the adjectives here. Alex ist der beste Arbeiter. Let's take another one. This is straight from a textbook that I read here. I remember reading this in some grammar book somewhere a long time back. Die Bibel ist das meistgelesene Buch. Meist superlative of
More
Feel, no?
moistness.
Viel mehr am meisten. Oder der, die oder das meiste. Das Buch, das meistgelesene. Most read book. I think this is also a true statement. You can maybe increase it to Quran, but Bible definitely will be a bit more. It's also the most translated book into many languages. So the Bible is the most read book. Das meistgelesene Buch. Das plus E, nominative because of sein, adjective declension. Come back here. No, Peter. Yeah. Größer, comparative plus en, as Jeet correctly pointed out. This is the object in the sentence. Haben einen größeren Garten. Don't write down größener. First, the comparative ending has to be put, er, then the adjective ending, not reverse. Any questions here?
Nine.
Dragon?
The rule is very good. The question is how I am going to remember and use.
No, you don't remember. Don't remember here, Vasu. I would say just use it.
Yeah, if I remember, then only I'll use it.
Yeah, you will. Yeah, okay. One thing to remember: is there a noun following in what you want to say?
So that should be the question. Yes. If it is not following, then am best like that.
Yes,
for.
that's it. That's it. So let's get back here. Auf dem Land fühlen Sie sich am wohlsten. In the countryside, I feel the most comfortable. The most comfortable feeling is in the countryside. So when you rewrite the sentence, the most comfortable feeling, then you'll say, das wohlste Gefühl ist auf dem Land. The same sentence you can shift it. Give an adjective after the verb. Yeah, so hier, Sie lieben Natur und Ruhe und möchten in einem großen Haus mit Garten wohnen. Okay, what is Verhältnis?
The relation.
Ja, well done. Ein enges Verhältnis zu Ihren Nachbarn?
Close relation.
Right. A close relation with your neighbor is very important for you. Denn so kann man sich gegenseitig
Each other.
Well done. Having a close relationship with your neighbors, you can help each other or help one another mutually. Okay. Now you have to read this sentence slightly differently. This is your Hauptsatz. Sie nehmen gerne in Kauf. Was ist in Kauf nehmen?
Take the
What
shock.
is this meaning? Ja, in Kauf nehmen. Das muss ich in Kauf nehmen. Das müssen Sie in Kauf nehmen. Das musst du in Kauf nehmen.
Taking into the face, in the hold.
Very
Kauf.
close. Du musst in Kauf nehmen, dass es gefährlich sein kann. You have to name in Kauf that it can be dangerous. Du musst oder Sie müssen in Kauf nehmen, dass die Reise gefährlich werden kann oder sein kann. The journey can become dangerous or the journey is dangerous. Das müssen Sie in Kauf nehmen. So what is this phrase here? In Kauf nehmen. Was bedeutet das? Come on, people, you must have learned this, yeah? Because this A2 also has got viele Wendungen. Yeah, in Kauf nehmen, literally, you have to buy that. You have to accept it. You have to take it. So you have to accept the fact, or you have to accept something, that, and so on. So ich nehme in Kauf, ich nehme gerne in Kauf, dass Einkäufe mit dem Auto müssen erledigt werden und so weiter und so weiter. That means I have to accept that shopping has to be done by car, and I also have, or you also have, a long drive to go to work, a long way to go to work. That is, if you live in such houses. This is what Vasu was saying in the beginning. Ganz am Anfang. Living in the mountains, for example, or in the countryside, deep, far away. Das müssen Sie in Kauf nehmen, dass Sie Einkäufe mit dem Auto erledigen müssen. Erledigen. Erledigen, was ist denn die Arbeit erledigen, die Aufgabe erledigen? Ich habe die Aufgabe erledigt.
Sir, complete?
Complete. Ja, das ist ein schwaches Verb. Erledigen, erledigte, erledigt. So you have to accept, you have to come to terms that you have to go do your shopping by car, and you also have a long way to go to work. But then you don't worry about it because you are of this type. Dafür, this was also the question, how do we use pronominal adverbium in einem Satz? This dafür is for this entire statement till here. For this entire statement. So for all this trouble, what do you have? Keinen Lärm. No noise. Und frische Luft. So this dafür als Präpositionaladverb oder Pronominaladverb wird gebraucht, um einen ganzen Satz oder ein Wortausdruck zu ersetzen, to replace a word or a group of words or an entire sentence.
Sir, dafür ist immer erste Position.
Ja, das kann auch in der Mitte kommen.
Okay.
Sie haben dafür keinen Lärm. Das kann man auch sagen. But it refers to a prior context in which there is at least a noun somewhere. So here the entire sentence, shopping by car and going by car to work. For this, what do you have as positive? This is negative. So what do you have as positive? Keinen Lärm und frische Luft. So keinen Lärm sich herum, around, no noise around, and fresh air always. And for you, the type A, the ones who chose type A, das Leben in der Großstadt wäre ihnen viel zu stressig. Life in the big city, in the metropole, or a metropolis, would be very stressful for this type A people. Was ist Typ B? Wer möchte das lesen?
Darf ich?
Ja, bitte, gerne.
Ja, Typ B. Sie mögen es bequem und übersichtlich.
Ja, bequem.
Bequem.
Ja.
Okay. Die Kleinstadt ist der ideale Wohnort für Sie. Dort können Sie ruhig und günstig wohnen und haben trotzdem Kinos und Geschäfte in der Nähe. Sie können eigentlich immer zu Fuß gehen oder mit dem Fahrrad fahren. Alles ist in erreichbarer Nähe. Sollten Sie doch einmal das Auto brauchen, finden Sie fast immer schnell einen Parkplatz. Sie mögen es, durch die Stadt zu gehen und hier und da Leute zu treffen, die Sie kennen. Die Anonymität der Großstadt ist nicht für Sie, aber auf dem Land ist es Ihnen auch zu langweilig. Außerdem können Sie beides ja auch am Wochenende haben, wenn Sie möchten.
Good, well read. We'll have to work on improving our fluency a little bit more. Slowly, we'll have to work on that. Basically, because we don't have so much time to read the text and answer the questions. In the reading comprehension, there's a text given, and we have to answer questions to the text. So you have to read the text and also read the questions before you can mark the answers. So थोड़ा सा reading speed बढ़ाना पड़ेगा. Also wir müssen uns ein bisschen schneller lesen lernen. So Typ B. What does this type of people, what is the analysis here? You like it comfortable and superficial. Übersichtlich, superficial. So I don't know whether it is true or not true. You want it very superficial in the sense it's totally open. Very comfortable, very open, very, very free in that manner. Superficial on the top level. Okay. For people who marked more B's, it says the small city is the ideal place for all of you. What is günstig?
Suitable.
Reasonable.
Reasonable, no, convenient.
Convenient.
So you want to be in a place that is very convenient for you with all amenities, very peaceful, very convenient. You want to have cinemas and shops in their Nähe. in the near,
Near.
nearby, in the vicinity. Then, zu Fuß gehen,
By walk, we need to go walkable distance.
Walk.
Walking again, yeah. Go on.
what is it in English?
Walkable.
By
Walking
foot or
distance.
on foot? On foot or
On
by
foot.
foot?
On foot.
On foot.
So you can go on foot or by cycle. Don't use mit with Fuß. Don't say mit dem Fuß gehen oder mit dem Auto fahren. It's zu Fuß und mit dem Auto. Watch out for small things in the usage. On foot, by car. And for you, everything is in erreichbarer Nähe. What is erreichbarer?
Reachable.
Reachable, within reachable, walkable distance. But sollten Sie doch einmal das Auto brauchen. What kind of sentence is this, please? Assistant?
Modal verbal.
Yeah, but it's combined with another sentence here. If I give you a sentence, for example, what sentence is this?
Relative sentence.
Yeah,
Relative sentence related to the first sentence.
now
People.
there's no relative pronoun at all.
Ours is hidden.
Regnet es morgen, komme ich nicht.
Yeah, that's why I'm not coming. So,
Also was bedeutet der Satz?
Sir, future tense.
Where is the future?
Morgan.
Yeah, so in the
Okay,
word
okay.
is the meaning, but the structure is not there, no?
Yeah.
But it does show future, yes. But what kind of structure is it? Can I reformulate it into something that we are very familiar? Into a structure that we are very familiar?
So wenn es morgen regnet, komme ich nicht.
Ja, ist richtig. It's basically, what is the sentence here? Wenn es morgen regnet.
If it is rain, if it will rain tomorrow, then I will not come.
Right.
But the first का meaning क्या है?
conditional state. Conditional state.
Yeah, Kushi?
But the first कौन सा structure है?
ये structure है.
Color.
But the when तो लगाया ही means.
बिल्कुल यही structure है. Over when. This structure is the same but without when. So when you begin with a verb and put a comma and you have the second sentence as Hauptsatz, this is a conditional sentence. This is a very simple structure. Again, A2. It is taught at A2 as to how to form sentences without using when, conditional sentences. So in that case, you remove this when, put this verb at the beginning, keep everything else as usual. Regnet es morgen? Komme ich nicht. And the sentence we have here, Sollten Sie doch einmal das Auto brauchen. Okay. So let's take this sentence. Okay. Sie Wenn Sie das Auto brauchen sollten, if you should require the car. If you should require the car, please give me a telephone call. Please order one. Please take a taxi or please ask for a hired service or whatever. The same sentence, if you should, can be formulated with, should you require a car? The same sentence, even in English, this is in English. Should you require a car? Please do call us. We will be glad to offer you a service. We are at your service. Sollten Sie das Auto brauchen, rufen Sie uns bitte an. Wir stehen Ihnen zur Verfügung. There are many business letters where this when is not used, and you begin with the verb and continue the sentence in the same manner as a conditional sentence. I hope most of you here understand Hindi. In Hindi, that's the connecting language that we have. Otherwise, we'll end up in this classroom like the Tower of Babel with so many languages. Agar बारिश हुई मैं नहीं आऊंगा. Remove agar. बारिश हुई तो नहीं आऊंगा. Are they not the same both in terms of meaning, without the agar and with agar?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That's the same thing here.
सर कंडीशनल सेंटेंस से व्हेन कनेक्टेड के लिए ही होते हैं क्या?
हाँ.
ओके.
When and false. और वो दूसरा किया नहीं हम लोगों ने. In case, if or in case.
But I cannot use ab either. I cannot use ab, am I right?
No, op is not the conditional sentence, right?
Yeah, if it is, whether it is raining or okay.
No, you can't say that. No? It's not a conditional. Op is not a conditional sentence. Because there you're giving a choice. Whether it rains or not, I won't come. The conjunction whether.
Got it. It's a wrong example. Yeah.
Yeah, so it won't fit in here. So, auf ohne wenn können wir den Satz bilden. It should be there in the book. At least this book, definitely. I think you people learned from other books, correct? I think Netzwerk, somebody said right in the beginning on the.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. The various books also cause a problem. This is standard German. It should have been there in this book, in those books also. Unless you missed it, like Vasu pointed out. Very recently, he pointed out. Das war sehr anständig. Very decent of him to put the blame on himself. Yeah, so you can begin with the verb. The rest of the sentence remains the same. Und wir haben diese Struktur. Sollten Sie doch einmal das Auto brauchen? Should you need the car? Then almost very quickly you will find a parking place. Kleinstadt. Because it's a small town. So that's one advantage you have and you love that. Sie mögen es durch die Stadt und so weiter treffen. Anonymität, das you understand. See? So you are type B, who likes everything cool and calm and quiet and so on. And Typ C. Let's read this and finish this part.
Ja, ich habe das gewählt. War so hieß hier.
Yeah,
Sie
Vasu.
mögen, Typ C,
Yeah.
Sie mögen es turbulent und lebendig.
Mhm.
Sie sind der geborene Großstadtmensch.
Mhm.
Sie lieben die Hektik und Lebendigkeit der Stadt und fühlen sich erst so richtig wohl, wenn sie mittendrin sind.
Mhm.
In ihrer Freizeit nutzen sie das kulturelle Angebot und sehen durch die neuesten Kneipen und
Kneipen.
Restaurants. Kneipen und Restaurants.
Ja.
Die Anonymität der Stadt macht ihnen nicht aus. Im Gegenteil, sie genießen die Freiheit, tun zu können, was sie möchten. Auf dem Land oder in einer kleinen Stadt würden sie sich langweilig, auch wenn das Leben dort viel billiger ist.
Does it fit you?
Yeah, most turbulent, active guy.
Yeah. So here turbulent, auf Deutsch dann U, ne? Turbulent.
Turbulent.
So you would like it with a little bit of turbulence, something
Yeah,
always happening all the
vibration.
time. Always happening all the time. And full of life, lebendig.
Lebendig, ja.
So sie sind der Geborene. Was bedeutet das Wort hier? Geborene, Großstadtmensch.
Born like born with silver spoon, we say in English, like that.
No,
But
not
here
silver
it is not
spoon,
with
yeah? Yeah, this is a
no, here it is with, it's a big state.
big city.
Mm.
You are a born big city person. So you don't like small towns and countrysides and so on. Warum nicht? Sie lieben die Hektik. Say a new word here. Hektik is hectic. Yeah, the turbulence. That is hectic of English with a C, in German with a K. Und Lebendigkeit der Stadt. All the chaos and the life of the city is something that you love. Und sie fühlen sich erst so richtig wohl, compare this with am wohlsten, superlative, and here as wohl, you find it just about right when you are in the middle of it. Now look at this when here. Is this also comparative? Is this also, sorry, conditional?
No, this is when, while you are there like that.
Absolutely. Yeah, well done. Good one. So you have to now decide by the sentence, how is this when being used? The when that we used here, by these umsatz, this means if condition. Whereas this here is temporal in the sense of when in English or jab, not other. Other is conditional. Jab is
Temporal.
temporal, time-wise. When you are in the middle, you are most happy. Jab. And here, in your right side, nutzen Sie das kulturelle Angebot. Angebot.
Offer, benefits.
Look at this verb here. Nutzen, ohne Umlaut. And we did another verb earlier, nützlich sein. Remember? Do you remember the verb nützlich sein? Das ist mir nicht nützlich. Das nützt mir nicht.
Benefit.
Benefit. That is with umlaut. How do you remember the difference between nutzen and nutzen? I can give you a hint from my way of learning.
Bitte.
What was nutzen you said again, Vasu?
Benefit.
Right. What does benefit mean? Something extra? Gain something extra?
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Favor, benefit, like that.
Right. So in nutzen, there are two dots there extra.
Yeah, umlaut.
Umlaut is there. So when you see the umlaut that is extra, so you're benefited. No? So nutzen means benefit.
Thanks for the hint. Yeah. Yeah, good. Always our brain remembers pictures rather than words or numbers.
That's
so
how
mind
I
mapping.
remember. Yeah, that's how I remember the difference also between Zahlen and Zählen.
Okay.
How will you remember the difference between Zahlen and Zählen? What is Zahlen versus Zählen?
The Zahlen is to
Salan
pay.
Huh.
Zählen
Is to
is to
count.
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 Just to
Yeah.
count. So you remember that very well? When I first learned this verb, I had a problem remembering Zahlen and Zählen. So I worked out my own system. On Zählen, there are two umlauts, correct? That A with the two dots.
So count it.
Yeah, you have to count now, 1, 2. When can you count? Only when there is something to count. So there is
Perfect.
nothing to count. That means paid, gone, finished, over, given out. So Zahlen, pay, Zählen, count. That's how I remember it even today. So you would like to, now this is an interesting one. Ziehen durch die Stadt, durch die Restaurants. Was ist dann ziehen durch die Restaurant?
Moving through the restaurant.
Yes, moving through the restaurants on Kneipe,
Clubs.
Pubs, yeah.
pubs. Die Kneipe, pub. Right? So ziehen is also literally marching, pub hopping or bar hopping or whatever. So you like that. And what is this phrase here?
It's not for me. No. Not for you.
Ja, die Anonymität der Stadt macht ihnen nichts aus.
Ausmachen, I believe. It's a close.
Yeah. So what will you put here? What will you say here is a good? A good equivalent way.
Sir, ist geschlossen?
Huh? Die Anonymität der Stadt macht mir nichts aus. It's okay. It's okay. Kein Problem. Ich bin anonym hier in Hyderabad. Ja, ist okay bei mir. Kein Problem. Das macht mir nichts aus. Does not bother me. So nichts ausmachen, that is, means does not bother me. The
It's egal for
anonymity,
mich.
yeah. So the anonymity of the city does not bother me. Das macht mir nichts aus. Then this phrase, it's a very useful one to use in spoken German. Das macht mir nichts aus. It doesn't bother me. Im Gegenteil,
Nachteil, oder?
Gegenteil.
Opposite to this. No, again it is opposite. Here we are going to talk about the negativity or
On the contrary,
contrast.
So im Gegenteil, on the contrary, on the other hand, Sie genießen die Freiheit. You enjoy the freedom to do what you would like to. And if you are in the countryside or in a small town, sich langweilen, sich, you would feel bored. Even if, auch wenn, conditional, the life there is cheaper. But loads of new phrases here in this text. Also, lot of old grammar for revision and using this sentence to learn new grammar. Genau wie wir hier gerade den Satz ohne wenn gebildet haben.
सर
Ja, खुशी.
सर एक डाउट था जो आपने हाईलाइट कर रखा है सर, उसके जस्ट नीचे एक सेंटेंस था
हाँ?
अभी जी
हाँ, तो-
म्योगन एस सर, उसी पेज पे जाइए एक बार.
क्या?
हाँ, इसके नीचे सर.
हम्म?
जी म्योगन एस डुश दे स्टार्ट सु गेहन. तो सर
क्या?
इसमें म्योगन तो ऑलरेडी है ही, तो जी म्योगन डुश दे स्टार्ट गेहन हो सकता था ना, सु लगाने की क्या जरूरत थी इसमें?
Two verbs. You cannot put two verbs.
बट म्योगन तो वो मोडाल वर्ब है ना, मोडाल वर्ब के साथ सु थोड़ी लगता है.
नहीं. Kushi, I see your point. Vasu, it's different here. Sie mögen es. What does it mean, Sie mögen es?
They
She
like
loves
it.
it, or they love it. They
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah, Jeet?
Yeah, they like it.
No, you. This is with you.
You like it. You like it.
You like it. What do you like?
Through these
What? Yeah,
states to gain, to go. Yeah, through
city.
states. Yeah,
City. These start city.
yeah, city to go.
Kushi, clear?
तो सर उसमें मतलब वो उस तरीके से भी बन सकता था, अलग तरीके से
नहीं.
बना है इसमें सेंटेंस.
नहीं, अलग तरीके से नहीं है, तो उसका the meaning, there's a small difference in meaning. Sie mögen es. What is it you like? Durch die Stadt zu gehen, Leute zu treffen, those whom you know. So I'm listing out a lot of things here. What is it all that you like? Durch die Stadt zu gehen, die Leute zu treffen, Käufe zu machen, im Kino zu sitzen.
ओके सर.
Yeah, so when you list out, you like it. Like what? If you say you like going in the city, ये तो एकदम direct हो गया ना?
यस सर.
Whereas here, you like to do these things. So when you give out a listing, you come up with this sentence, Sie mögen das alles. Was alles? Also durch die Stadt zu gehen.
Yes,
Leute
sir.
zu treffen, Kaffee also Tee zu trinken, Bier zu trinken, mit Leuten zu sprechen.
Pizza zu essen.
Ja, Pizza zu essen. Also Wurst eigentlich.
Cola zu trinken.
Cola zu trinken. So when you start listing it out, all these come under this S. Yeah.
यस सर. सर पॉसिबिलिटीज यहाँ पे ज्यादा थी इसलिए एस लगा दिया क्योंकि एक सेंटेंस में फिट नहीं होता है.
Ja. Also das ist eine Auflistung.
ओके सर.
Noch etwas? Any questions, anyone? Okay, so when you look at this text here, that we have, it's already time, so we stop, please. We'll meet up not tomorrow, on Montag. So on Monday when we meet up, we'll finish this exercise with the adjective endings, or you can try this to Hauser. In the Arbeitsbuch, 14 by 178 in the PDF.
Sorry sir.
This is the page number, 14. In the PDF, it's marked here at the top. Because the page numbers don't match. No? This is 12, and then in the book, page number 13, whereas in the PDF, it's 14. 14 by 178. So on this, there's 4 sentences, adjective endings. You told me you're familiar with the adjective endings. So try doing this as House of Kaaba. Hopefully, there won't be any problems. And then we'll continue with these adjectives and the new lesson. Montag.
Sir, can you suggest a film?
What film? For what?
I mean for B1 pass student. Deutsch film.
B1 के लिए it has to be something from your things, but you won't find a feature film.
Okay.
Feature film is not there. I have to search. I have to search.
Sir,
Okay,
if others have not seen Susanna, they can watch.
Moment. Let me check. Why did you ask Dev Karan? It's not one. This is in English, Hopscotch. This is a fantastic film, Hopscotch, 1980. Walter Matthau, one of my favorite actors from Hollywood. It's a fabulous film.
सर कोई जल्दी नहीं है, आराम से बता देना.
अरे वो देवकरण को दिए हुए मैंने कुछ 20-30 फिल्में.
Okay.
He has some 20-30 films with him. I gave them to him about 2 years back when I had come to Jaipur. They were all on his hard drive. Ask him to share the films with you.
Okay, sir.
What I can give you is fairy tales to read.
Yes, sir. अच्छा रहेगा.
नहीं है. Let me check if I can find them. Okay, I'll send them to you. They are not difficult. They are in okayish German. Have you read any German fairy tales?
No,
सर एक वेबसाइट है कॉटेज फेबल कॉटेज है समथिंग. ये वहां पे 3-4 है.
No, these are English. These are in English. Yeah, got it. So there's some reading text here, these ones. This is a simplified fairy tale. Die Bremer Stadtmusikanten. Have you heard about this story?
9.
This is practicing your adjectives, your prepositions and your adjectives. Very, very simple terms. No Nebensätze. Almost all of them, the entire story, 2 pages, is in Hauptsätzen, mit Hauptsätzen. So, legt sich in den Hof, legt sich hinter die Tür, legt sich neben den warmen Ofen. Accusative. So this uses, and the story is a fairy tale, Die Bremer Stadtmusikanten. Das ist ein Märchen. Okay, I'll send this to you. Was habe ich noch? These are small stories to read, Mutter macht Pause. This is from a book called Wir lesen Deutsch. Small text. And this is the simplest am Anfang, and then as we go along, the text size increases and the difficulty level goes up a little more. Ja, das schicke ich dann euch über das Wochenende. I'll send this to you. There's also Nachzählung. No, this is difficult. Deutsch. Nein. I had this fairy tale somewhere. I'll look them up and send them to you. These are stories in German. No, this is in English. Oh, I had this whole set in German. I don't know where that is gone. All of them, children's stories I had in German. I don't know where they've gone. Okay, I'll send across whatever I can to you. Films, no, I also had. Why don't you try in YouTube?
Yes, sir. Sir, I have seen 2-3 films on YouTube.
At this level, I suggest you look at cartoons, especially fairy tales. So try out.
Yes.
Sir, Peppa Pig ist auch verfügbar. Ja,
Yeah?
in Deutsch, ja. Peppa Pig.
Aha.
Und ich habe viele Filme gesehen. Drei Türken ist auch gut, ja, guter Movie.
Yeah.
Drei Türken.
Sir, I'm back.
With baby,
Good.
something
Good
with
to have you.
baby. 3 turkeys are handling a baby, something like that.
Ja, das ist
Yeah.
Oh, the
gleich.
German there will be very, very fast for you right now.
Yes, sir.
It'll be very fast. So
Sorry,
I
I'm missing the
suggest.
title. Are you proposing any film or any document to be seen, or what is
No,
the topic now?
I'm suggesting some films here, fairy tales.
Ah, okay.
They would be easier to understand because the language will not be so tough.
So there's a film, especially for B1 students, Susanna.
Aha.
And yes, sir, it is available on YouTube as well. Others can see it if they want.
Share the link.
Like
Share the link.
Nikos
Yes, sir, I
Weg
will
is for
share.
A2.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nico's Weg is also there. Yes.
Yes, sir. Ich
Continuation.
habe die alle 3 Teile gesehen.
Also,
Sir,
I'm talking
extra-
basically about Unterhaltung und not Sprache. I'm not
Okay.
looking for Sprachfilmen to learn the language. I'm looking at films for entertainment, where you enjoy the film and subconsciously absorb the language. Whereas Nico's Weg and Susanna and such stuff, now I don't want the language for you to concentrate on the language. So I've written these names here: Aschenputtel, Schneewittchen, Rotkäppchen. Try this on YouTube. If I find the links, I'll send them to you. Aschenputtel is Cinderella. Schneewittchen is Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Rotkäppchen is Red Riding Hood. This is a story about that little girl and the wolf. So these are short films. So your concentration levels will be needed only for a short period of time. A feature film will need you to concentrate for 90 minutes. Because a feature film in Europe and Hollywood normally is about 85 to 93 minutes or 94 minutes. They're not like Indian films, Mera Naam Joker, 3 hours. Or Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum, 2 hours or 2.5 hours.
Right, sir.
So that is our language. Das können wir so, also so lange da sitzen und vielleicht auch genießen. When you're listening to a foreign language film, you lose interest once you stop understanding, or you're forcing yourself to understand. After a while, that will drop. The fun will come when you start enjoying the language and understanding the language. Then you can watch film which has got a longer duration. I gave Dev Karan 20 to 30 films, German as well as Hollywood. Hollywood films dubbed into German. I also gave him Hindi films dubbed into German.
Yes, sir. Ich habe auch gesehen Karan Arjun.
Yeah, that is also with him. I'm telling you, I gave him 20 to 30 films. Ask him to share them with you. They are on his hard drive. I was in Jaipur 2 years back and I carried all the material and transferred it to his computer. So he has them with him. Just check with him. Ask him to share them with you. And as and when I see some links, I'll send them to you. I've sent you Harry Potter anyway, so you can start reading that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So enjoy that. That will also tell you where you stand regarding your reading comprehension. Yeah, Vasu?
No comments.
You wanted to say something? See,
No. Comments
feature
reserved.
film, also the feature film is going to be that level. They're going to talk at the speed which is meant for a German audience, not for you and me. It's the same in Hindi or in Telugu or Tamil or any language. That film is not made for foreigners. That's made for the local users of that language.
That's why we preferred Nico's Vague.
I agree. But at some time, you should also enjoy foreign language films. So let's build up a ear training by looking at simpler films. Once we get the hang of the words and the phrases and the sentences and enjoy at the same time, move over to the other levels. I'm not discouraging you. I'm only warning you as to what you could face. If you really enjoy watching foreign language films, I can recommend some very good French films also to you. What is going to hit you most is the accent. That's going to be really terrible. Because to get authenticity, they sometimes use a regional accent. If you have a rough idea of German, B2, C1, then you enjoy those films also. So get the ear training first. Susanna, just share the link, Khushi, please.
Yes, sir.
Please share the link so that all of us can then have a look at it. Yeah, in the group, preferably in the group, WhatsApp.
Yes, sir. Yes,
left.
sir.
So anyway, ein schönes Wochenende. Enjoy your weekend. Und macht's gut.
Okay, so any homework or anything is given when I was out for Monday?
No.
That's fine.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. Just that 4 exercises in that Arbeitsbuch, adjective declaration.
4 exercises.
Page 74, I think.
74. Okay.
I think so.
Nein, sir. The Seite number is 14.
Oh, sorry, 14.
On 17.
Ja.
Ja, 114.
14 im PDF. Ja, sorry. 14, das ist richtig. 74 was, I think, was it Lehrbuch or something. Yeah. Adjective endings there. Ja? Okay. Keine Fragen mehr?
Nein, sir.
Nein, sir.
Moment, yeah.
So, tschüss dann.
Yes, sir. Danke, sir. Bis Montag.
Bis Montag.
Bis morgen, sir.
This
Hey,
Montag.
Montag.
Montag, sir.